All right, man. Packers win 23-22, man. And, dude, that was one of the most disgusting officiated games I ever witnessed. And I know the officiating been bad all year, but that was disgusting. All game, man. Pure disgusting, man. Let's talk about it, man. I know we can go back and talk about the Lions should have scored a touchdown. The running game, they got to find some better. I don't know if it's. I would say it's the guards. I had to look at the film, but we ain't getting no push in the middle of that offensive line. Ragnar is good. Glasgow good. We gotta get better guard, left guard, and better tackles. But at the end of the day, that was just disgusting. I mean, you just can't get around it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, they was holding our offensive line. They wasn't call our defensive line. They wasn't calling. The two phantom hands to the face calls. And on one of them, they left tackle, I think it's Bakhtari, had his hands on Trey Flowers' face mask, I believe. And then the pass interference, they didn't call. Now, people saying if Patricia would have challenged it, dude, pass interference challenges are 1 for 20-something, like 22, 23 this season coming into this week. He got less than like a 10% chance to get that right. Early on, Lions came out, flea flicker. I showed which Galladay would have scored. I think they kicked the field goal. But that been the Lions' problems for forever. That I can remember since after Barry. Is converting in the red zone. Funny thing is, it's a great correlation with the lack of run game and the failure in the red zone. When you get inside that 20, especially you get inside the 10 and the 5, you got to be able to run the ball. And Kerryon, Anderson, Bale, Bush, Kevin Jones, Kevin Smith, whoever it's been, the Lions have not been able to run the ball in between the tackles, just in general. And it's hindered Matthew Stafford's career. It's hindered whoever was the coach, Schwartz, Caldwell, whoever was the coach, Marinelli, the inability to run the ball and play physical in North and South has killed the Lions, and it's killed their ability to be effective in the red zone. You can't ask Matthew Stafford to go down there when it get tight and they can drop into zone, or they can combination cover man and zone. They can have, Roberts, cover 3, cover 2. And to go in there and consistently throw in close windows, they have to find a way to throw the ball. One thing I like what Bevel did, run the ball. One thing I like Bevel did tonight, he was able to get Johnson involved in the passing game, which he's going to do a lot more of that. He need to just look at what the Saints do with Alvin Kamara, and that's going to have to be their running game. Because right now, people talk about the Lions' curse. The curse is the running game. The curse of Barry Sanders. Best, Jones, whoever been a running back, the Lions could not consistently run the ball. And early on, the first 3 quarters, they got no success. 1 yard. They tried trick plays. Sweet play to Agnew. That was their most successful run tonight. And, Green Bay, one of the worst run defense in the league, gave up a lot of passes down the field. We just don't have the receivers to break away. You know what I'm saying? We just don't have the receivers to break away and score those things. We need a game-breaking receiver with some speed, and we ain't got that. But you know what? Aaron Rodgers, he scored a touchdown to old boy, I don't know his name, the tall receiver, which I believe it was a penalty that kept that alive. Maybe one of the Trey Flowers penalties. That was a bad call. And as much Trey Flowers was throwing Bakhtari back, he was holding Trey Flowers a lot of the time. But they ran the ball with some effectiveness. Our lack of depth in the middle of the defense with Daniels and hand out. This shit may cost Matt Patricia his job, man. You know what I'm saying? This really may cost him his job. And I won't want to wait to cook on the refs. But, Davis played solid. He missed a tackle on one of the touchdowns to the running back. But other than that, Wilson missed a tackle first. And then Davis missed a tackle that would have been the one they probably would have scored anyway. But other than that, he played fairly well. No Quadre. No defense, none of the defensive tackles. But Patricia, he really hate the blitz. But when you playing man coverage, man, you can rob. You can have a robber in the middle of the field. You can play 2-man. You can play 2-man under with the zone. But at the end of the day, you can't rush 3 and play man every time because you got to be able to get pressure. And without hand, they ain't getting no pressure. You know what I'm saying? And he got to call up more exotic blitzes. At the end of the day, you pay Trey Flowers all this money, and had the penalties been on Trey Flowers, had they legitimately been on him, we would be blaming him for the game. But when you play a guy like Trey Flowers all that money, you expecting Khalil Mack, Von Miller, Lawrence Taylor, you know what I'm saying? You expecting that type of electricity off the edge. And if you look, he plays the front end position, which I believe is the right end position. Most of the electric pass rushers in the league, the Bosa's, the Millers, the Macks, they move around in defense, but they usually play the left end, the blind side. And the Lions spent all that money on Flowers, and they still need that electric pass rusher off the edge, and it's showing. You know what I'm saying? When they get hand back, they'll get more of a push. But if Matt Patricia going to play this man-to-man defense, which they mixed in a little zone today, he going to play man-to-man, and you want to rush 3 and 4, well, you're going to need you a Vine, you're going to need you a LT, you're going to need or a Reggie White or an Ndamukong Suh or Aaron Donald in the middle of the defense. You're going to need that type of pass rusher. And, he got to make the adjustment. Either he got to call up some exotic blitzes or he got to go out there and get a Von Miller or something like that if you want to play like that. But that's the only coaching error I could say he really made today. He should have been switching it up more. They got to find his own coverage or his own combination coverage to offset what they doing. Teams picking up what they doing. Once they get healthy, they get a little bit more push. But other than when Hand come back, he come back healthy. They should be able to get a push on that line. But the way he playing, they don't have the personnel to really push the line. But Rodgers played well today. The refs gave him every chance to win. It's at the point where, as far as us having a history of being sorry as fuck, the league don't want us to win. That's just what it is. They didn't want the Pistons to win 3 championships they got, and it's becoming blatant now. I was just upset again and again, and then you hear Booger McFarland keeping it 100 about how they was cheating, and then the referee guy that they delegate to for the cause, he comes in and try to say, calm Booger down, but the referees stole that game from us. They gave him 7. They gave him 3 at the end. They kept letting their drives come along. They gave them like 10 points. And usually I say the game just don't come down to one play. It don't. This game came down to several critical plays. The call pass interference on Marvin Jones. All right. It came out on the 2 plays that Trey Flowers was called for for hands to the face when they was clearly holding us on the play. And I think Bakhtari had his hands on his face mask. And it came down to a few other plays, man. And also the 12-man on the field. We shot ourselves in the foot with that one on special teams. And at the end of the day, special teams are just costing us too many games, man. Had they not got that 12-man on the field, they had to go down there and score a touchdown to beat us. And the game changes. So at the end of the day, with the refs already against us, and they don't give us an apology letter or whatever like that, dude, kiss our ass. You sit here, you ask us to pay all this money, and more importantly, you ask us to spend all this time watching TV and watching football. It is not a fair game, you know what I'm saying, at all. And we know life ain't fair, but if we ain't gonna have no chance to win, they're gonna continue to keep cheating us like we ain't one of the original teams in the NFL. Shit, just take the Detroit Lions out of Detroit. If we don't have a chance to win, why do we need a team then? Why do we need false hope? They keep doing this shit time and time again. Stafford played well. He missed a throw or 2 there. So did Aaron fucking Rodgers. You know what I'm saying? But it was the same old Lions, man. And what I mean by that is the referees treated us like that. The referees missed plays, missed calls. At the end of the day, they're not going to go back and replay the game. And at the end of the day, I believe the season is over with at this point. And the reason I say that, these one is the debilitating losses. Not only do they give us a short week versus Green Bay, then we turn around and go home on a short week and have to prepare for Minnesota defense on a short week. What kind of shit is that? You know what I'm saying? Just look at the scheduling. You know, and right now they can't run the ball, man. That's the number one problem. But offensively, but defensively, you know, Patricia, you know, he not calling games to his personnel. He not adjusting either. You know what I'm saying? He needs to take chances and call blitzes and trust his back end. You gonna play all that man coverage? Take that fucking robber out the middle of the field and blitz and trust your coverage up front. But to me, it's just disgusting, man. It's disgusting. You know what I'm saying? If we ain't gonna never win shit, and they don't want and they don't want us to win, just take the fucking team out the city. Seriously, because it don't make no sense, man. Because every time it come down to a critical game, a call, oh, you know, you gotta touch your feet down twice. You gotta click your heels, then score a touchdown. They creating rules. The Kenny Galladay, go back to the Calvin Johnson rule. Now they calling phantom calls and all that shit. You would think they'd call down New York and whisper in his ear like, okay, he not holding the fucking shoulder pad. You know, it's disgusting, man. And it probably was some more play calls that I can't remember that they stole from us. But, hey, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? You know, we just got to find, the next maturation process of this team is, you know, running the ball in between the tackles. You know what I'm saying? Until they do that, Stafford the Lions won't have no success in the red zone. And Prater is going to be just like Jason Hanson, booting them motherfuckers in between the field goal. Once they be able to run the ball and have a threat, I believe Matthew Stafford will be throwing touchdowns and scoring touchdowns in the red zone. But the refs got it tonight. Packer fans going to act like they won and act like they didn't get cheated. But it is what it is, man. We move on to Minnesota next week. I just ain't got no words, man. I barely did this video, man. It was disgusting, dude. Even I had fans from other teams, you know, saying that, oh yeah, man, this is blatant. It's comical. It's real comical. You know what I'm saying? And you know, what do they expect, dude? They gonna come back and apologize, man? Like, I'm just ready for the NBA to start, man. I'm ready for the Pistons to get going. I'm ready to see the Clippers, LeBron, and the Lakers. I'm ready. I'm done with this football shit, man, for the most part, man. I just want to enjoy Michigan football, basketball, because, you know, at the end of the day, man, they going to apologize and bullshit like this. I don't get it, man. And the Packers going to act like they did something. Nigga, they cheated to win the game, though. Like, wasn't one call, like, I could live, but they got one bad call at the end. You know, you're like, oh, I can't come. Like, you talking about several bad calls. And then again, we got to score touchdowns, but until we run the ball, we ain't going to be able to score touchdowns, man. Motor City Sports Talk. Appreciate everybody for checking in, man. I might go live tomorrow. I might just take a break, man. I don't know. Let me know what you guys thought about the game.